Now, folks, on a national level, as soon as Democrats took over the House, they pushed forward House Resolution 1, which aims to reform campaign finance ethics and voting rights, an issue Stacey Abrams, of course, has long championed there in Georgia. Now, here's the thing. The bill calls for automatic voter registration. Folks will have to opt in rather than opt out. It also promotes election day and online registration. Now, major issue. Passes the House, goes over to the Senate, and then, of course, Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, little upset. Listen to what this nut had to say on the floor of the United States Senate.
Their bill would make Election Day a new paid holiday for government workers and create an additional brand new paid leave benefit for up to 6 days for any federal bureaucrat who decides they'd like to hang out at the polls during any election. Just what America needs, another paid holiday and a bunch of government workers being paid to go out and work. I assume our colleagues on the other side, on their campaigns. This is the Democrat plan to restore democracy? A brand new week of paid vacation for every federal employee who'd like to hover around while you cast your ballot?
All right, folks, now check this out. The bill would make a federal holiday to voting and would encourage businesses to do the same. It would make universities official registration sites, would outlaw partisan gerrymandering, prohibit voter roll purging, provide more poll workers so lines would not be so long. Kristen Clarke, again, we talked to her earlier, the Lawyers Committee. She definitely had something to say about Mitch McConnell and his response to this bill.
H.R. 1 is a powerful bill that is for the first time, Congress focusing its efforts in its first bill on all of the work that needs to be done to repair voting in our country. It's got some strong provisions in there that would fight back against gerrymandering, that would stamp out the ugly role of big money in politics and require that candidates disclose where they get funding from. It would require that Congress commit to doing the hard work necessary to restore the Voting Rights Act. It would restore the right to vote for individuals with a criminal history and render them eligible to vote in federal elections, and so much more. Congress took up hearings this week to begin developing a record analyzing whether or not we need this strong medicine, and we know that it's needed. At the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, we're fighting tooth and nail every day against voter suppression, and H.R. 1 would go a long way in curbing a lot of the ugly abuses and a lot of the ugly voter suppression that we're up against today. My hope is that Congress will keep its foot on the gas and that we'll see passage of H.R. 1 early in 2019.
All right, so Joseph, I want to go to you first. Let's just cut to the chase. I'm going to use in Maine. In Maine, I think was in, previous year, the folks there said they wanted same-day voter registration. Republican Party legislature outlaws it. Didn't ask anybody's opinion. The voters said, what the hell? The next election came back, put it on the ballot, and it passed 65%. This is the example I'm talking about when it comes to voter suppression. The Republican Party, despite what all these black conservatives say, the Republican Party does not want there to be widespread voting. For Mitch McConnell to stand and say that this is not democratic is an absolute lie.
Well, you've got to admire his chutzpah, right? The same guy who blocked a sitting president from appointing a Supreme Court justice is the same guy who's saying that this is undemocratic. I mean, the irony is just staggering. But it's also not the first time Mitch McConnell has stood in the way of these sorts of reforms. It's also another example. I mean, it's of a piece with the Thomas Farr case, where Republicans know that they're on the losing end of the argument, and if they expand the electorate, they're going to go down in defeat because their ideas are not popular. So if you're in the losing end of the argument, what you do is you try to change the rules. And in McConnell's case, what he's trying to do is stand in the way of opening the electorate, allowing more people to vote, which, after all, is what we're supposed to be doing as a democracy. Everybody gets a chance to vote. Everybody should have an opportunity to vote. And in Europe, voting day in some countries is a paid holiday, and their participation rate is well above 50 or 60%. Ours, we're lucky to get 55% participation. Therefore, that means you've got a whole segment of the electorate sitting out because either they feel like they don't have the time or that it's not going to be enough time for them to cast their ballot. So I want to know what McConnell and others who are opposed to this legislation are afraid of. What are they afraid of? And the answer to me seems kind of clear, that they're on the losing end of the argument and that their ideas will probably go down to defeat unless they restrict the electorate.
And Greg, this is real simple. They know if you're able to expand access to the ballot, that gets more people voting. I'm just trying to understand. Every time I see people talking about our soldiers fighting for our freedom, how in the world could you even stand with a straight face and be upset about saying make a national holiday to get folks to vote? It's stupid that it's dumb that we actually vote on a damn Tuesday anyway.
Well, I mean, Roland, the beautiful thing about the clip that you showed, it really shows that Mitch McConnell was not upset. He had that same unreconstructed Southern smirk that he has had on his face for the past several years. A recent biography of him done by a reporter was entitled appropriately, The Cynic. There was a long feature on him in the New York Times Magazine this weekend, and one of the things that it really showed and described is the fact that Mitch McConnell, from his position as majority leader in the Senate, has undermined the rules of the United States Senate, has turned his back on the best traditions of American democracy, and in lockstep with the fact that he realizes that he is the leader of a dying party with a dying white supremacist old male demographic, he has decided to go for complete and utter broke. He's not upset. He's happy because when he leaves this earth and goes to the grave, he will know that he has done everything he could to defend white supremacy, and he'll go down in history as one of the most counter-democratic leaders in the history of this country.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. We want to talk about our partners at D-Herbs. Now, of course, I've been talking about their full body cleanse, which I did, 20-day cleanse. Did nothing but fruits and raw vegetables and nuts, drank nothing but water. Couldn't have any fried foods, no processed foods, couldn't even have fish. I ended up losing about 18 pounds, but it wasn't just about losing weight. It was also about cleaning out your system, removing all that toxicity that is in the body, and providing for more energy as well. Now, you want to try their full body cleanse. Remember, they got 27 different cleanses that you can also try. So what you do is go to dherbs.com, use the promo code Roland. You can also call 1-866-4D-HERBS, 1-866-4D-HERBS. Now, also, what's been the benefit to me is that by being on this cleanse for 20 days, it also changes how you eat and also what you focus on. So by being on the cleanse, look, I couldn't eat anything but raw vegetables and fruits and nuts. And so even as I travel now, so I'm thinking about smoothies or thinking about different ways to eat. And so it changes just not your body, but also how you look at what you eat and what you put in your body. And so if you want to try it as well, again, I want you to go to dherbs.com, DHERBS.com, use the promo code Roland, or you can call 1-866-4D-HERBS, 1-866-4D-HERBS. Don't forget to use the promo code Roland. And we want you to support, of course, one of the partners who is supporting Roland Martin Unfiltered. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.